that experience you have when you first came to Taiwan, when you see those betel nut stand with the sexy betel nut girls, and then it's natural for a tourist or foreigner to associate that with sex.
Yeah, because in Canada, and from what I know about America, if you see a lady on the side of the road, because they used to come out of their booth.
Right.
Not only would they sit in the booth, they would come out on the road. They'd shake their butt a little bit. They would give a little wave. That's prostitution where we come from, because that's what girls do on the street corner who are looking to be prostitutes. So when we see it, and I say, okay, they're only selling betel nut. There's got to be more to this than just selling some betel nut and some supao and some beer. So we did ask the question, right? We asked the betel nut lao ban the question, and what did she tell us?
Yeah, I think well, I shouldn't say her name. I think she understands all this, but I think, to her defense, she's like, well, we are girls. We just want to look pretty. We are proud of what we do. We are making a decent living right here. In a way, it's like, beer girl, show girl. Okay, or like if you watch the F1 car racing, you see, or boxing matches, you see a lot of pretty girls. In the halftime show.
Sure, but they're not on a street corner, right?
Right,
To see the betel nut girls, they're on the street.
I understand.
And she did admit to us that, we have to be honest, she was a little bit apprehensive, but she did say, yes, it is possible. It is possible that certain shops that you can get sexual favors, right? She didn't get specific, but I've heard other secondhand stories of people who have done this. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to get confirmation from the owner, and she said, yeah, it's possible. Not as much anymore, she said, yeah, but it is possible.
Well, but then again, she said those are very rare. Okay, yeah. Those are just some black sheeps in the industry. Okay, and then in our interview with her, and then she also understands that the optics, this kind of image is getting, like she understands that in Amsterdam they have red light district. Mm-hmm. In red light district, basically you go window shopping, you see a lot of sexy girls.
It's very much the same as a betel nut.
Exactly.
It's a square glass.
Exactly.
Contraption that houses a pretty girl. It looks exactly like the red light district.
Yeah, that's why in our interview with this business betel nut business lady, and then she understand, but she said, she just keep repeating that, well, we're just girls, we just want to look pretty, we are proud of what we do. It's a service industry. That's what she said.
Yeah, and let's not kid ourselves. Sex sells, right?
Oh.
And because when we asked her, we started asking her more questions. And one of the things I said was, is there any incentive? If you're a betel nut girl, is there any, bonus structure or incentive for you to sell more? Because they are employed by the hour or a salary. And she said, yeah, for sure. Different betel nut shops will set a quota. And if you pass this quota, you're going to get more money. And one of the ways to get more money is to look more attractive to customers. And one way to look more attractive is to be sexy and don't wear a lot of clothes. Right. So you might not be literally offering sex, but looking sexy is going to make you more money.
To give you a little bit background, we have, I look up this statistics. I did a little bit of research. Yeah. We have around 1.5 million betel nut eating population in Taiwan. And then guess what? The majority of this population is men.
No, you're kidding.
It's How come I'm not surprised? Okay. So when you're a major customer, when your target customer group is men, so it's only natural that the marketing strategy you're going to use is, like you said, sex sales.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, there is nothing more disappointing than when I'm out, in Tongxiao or Nantou in a small county, and I've been out hiking or running. I always stop at betel nut stands for water because I don't have to get out of my car. There's nothing more disappointing. You see the flashing lights in the distance. You're like, okay, I'm going to get a 2-liter bottle of cold water, and I'm going to see a sexy girl, and some dude walks out. Because I have been served at a betel nut stand by a guy, and I'm like, really? Out of all the small betel nut shops, a guy is working here? Where's the girl?
You say you only buy water from betel nut stand.
Yeah, I don't buy betel nut, but for me, if I have to park my car, get out of my car, go into 7-Eleven just to buy water, I can get water and soup from a betel nut stand. It's the greatest service. And I tip them. I usually give them a tip.
Well, but according to our interview, customers like you, I mean, for some of the betel nut stands, serving customer like you is a waste of time, because
their profit margin on water is probably not as good as betel nut, right?
Yeah, because the betel nut is their main source of income. Okay, and then you know what? If you pay attention to the price of a pack of betel nuts, it's pretty much the same all over Taiwan. A box of betel nut costs 50 NT. Okay, I think pretty much everywhere you go in West Coast, East Coast, North or South. Okay, I think that's the price of a box of betel nuts, and then in the box it contains 4 to 5 betel nuts in there. So 50 NT.
Yeah. So I understand the profit on a bottle of water, because their water is cheap. It's, you pay 25 or 30 NT in a 7-Eleven, and for them it's 15. So hopefully,
and it's ice cold.
Yeah, and hopefully it's not just tap water that they're putting in a bottle. But the water is great. It's cheaper, and someone runs out, and once in a while she's beautiful, so that makes it even better.
You know what? Back in the old time, now that you mentioned that they sell water and drinks, and back in the old time, like when I was growing up in the 90s, betel nut stands actually is multifunctional. Okay, a lot of shady business hide behind the betel nut stands.
Are we talking about sex again?
Sex, okay, illegal sex business, okay, karaoke or underground casinos. Okay, so like if you go to certain betel nut stands, local people usually know. If you go to betel nut stands and then you say some kind of code word, okay, and then they'll let you go into the back, and then they might go there for gambling or for some.
You're gonna have to find out these code words for us.
Well, I mean, I'll look around, but I don't know if they're still around, since now it's 2022. Because back in, I think starting in 1997, the government has been promoting really hard about betel nuts, associating betel nut chewing, betel nut eating with oral cancer, with poor Taiwanese culture image, and with the blue collar working class, and no education, low education. So a lot of government promotion.
Well, it's not just that, right? Like the Taiwan economic situation has improved greatly.
Right.
In the last 20, 30 years. There's a lot of money in Taiwan, right? So I think maybe society is trying to distance itself from that perhaps perceived lower class activity. One interesting thing that she said, like I understand that the government promoting mouth cancer problems and other health issues has helped drop the usage of betel nut. But she mentioned that it's not just that, it's people want to look better, because it's not the most attractive thing to have a mouthful of betel nut and your teeth half hanging out and red drool coming off your chin. It's not the most attractive thing.
Right. She does mention that, so that's why she said the betel nut user, I mean, they're getting less and less. But then again, I still think like, what's wrong with betel nut? I mean, betel nut is part of Taiwanese grassroots culture. It's natural. And then if you have problem with betel nut, why don't you have problem with cigarettes? Why don't you have problem with coffee? Why don't you have problem with alcohol?
Well, I think if you dig deep, there's lots of people that have problems about lots of different things.
Right.
Betel nut's just one of those things.
See, yeah.